Hey Rebels. Okay, so today we have a rather steep, deep read. Um, Before we even start, which obviously by starting we are starting, Spirit said they want you to understand that you are indeed a pillar of light, that your vibrations are rising, that you are the oracle, even due to the troubles and the madness, the mayhem that you are dealing with, being forced into your space that is creating such an ordeal in your life. Spirit wants you to know that your vibrations are indeed rising. They need you to hear that, know that, assure yourself of that, and understand that. You are an oracle to your experiences. Okay? So, the first card here that Spirit wanted me to bring to you is the mentor. It says your ancestors are no longer wanting you to walk this path alone. They are guiding you to connect. They are guiding you to connect with the right people who can provide valuable support as you navigate through the next chapter of your adventure. I'm hearing that you are on a quest to find something that you did not realize you needed. Though whatever this weight is that has been placed, no, Spirit said positioned at your doorstep, no matter what that weight is, you did not request this. But Spirit is saying that though you feel that you did not request this, your energy needs to be able to access this vantage point. Now I'm seeing here an elder who has a mini-me of sorts of her likeness. And Spirit is saying, though, as of right now, that mini-me is indeed you. Eventually, you will be that elder. Though you are an elder in so many other realms of knowledge and accountability and awareness, your spirit sees, not just your spirit, your ancestors as well, see the capacity that you have and that you are capable of taking on. So there will be things that are either currently happening or events that are to come that are really going to challenge not your effort, not just your capabilities, but your free flow of willingness to keep yourself in alignment no matter the destruction that comes your way. Now, for those of you who are not currently in this situation, I understand it can sound very scary, but you can't always get what you want. Sometimes you get what you need. And oftentimes we don't realize, even with ourselves, what it is that we need for where it is that we are going. And Spirit is saying that it's going to hit you in such a personal place that it is going to break you a bit. And as you're going through it, it's going to feel like it's breaking you in ways that's going to make you think the only way out is to cave in. But Spirit is saying, okay, go to the channel message. The channel song that I received was TLC. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. I know that you rather have it your way and nothing at all, but I think you're moving too fast. Now, Spirit is telling me to come down here. You have the Eight of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. Spirit needs you to focus here on the Nine of Pentacles. Say everything after here is a distraction. There is a behavior. There is an existence. There is a coexistence to your reality that you did not have a choice of signing up for. Though at a point in time you permitted it, you did not know after signing that contract what all this choice, this this welcoming option entail. And Spirit is saying that it's not necessarily that you are looking for a way out. You are realizing that it is time for you to remove yourself. I'm going to bring further intention. Yes, we have other oracle cards back here that Spirit brought to my attention as I was going through the shuffle that they felt would be very important for you. But usually the Eight of Cups usually depicts somebody already a good distance away from these emotional cups, from everything that these cups entail, everything that felt like home, everything that you were connected to, everything that helped you form not just your identity, but your connection with others, your relatability. And Spirit is saying that you are just at the start of this. Though you already see the destination of the end, though you may not realize what the outcome may look like on the other side of this hill, on the other side of this even perceived mountain. Spirit said the fact that you continue to take it one step at a time and move forward, realizing that in this ground, in this gravel even, you are not the first person who has had to go through whatever it is that you are enduring currently or soon to be engaged in. So Spirit wants you to slow it down a bit here with this Page of Wands, because Page of Wands can be very impulsive. They're go-getters. They don't quite know, just as it's spoken before, they don't quite know or realize what it is that they are signing up for. They see a gateway of excitement, something that looks like a great endeavor, and they just feel that their energy qualifies for it. But Spirit here with the Knight of Wands is saying that there is a maturity level that needs to happen in the sense of elevation in regards to you and how you handle this situation moving forward. Because yes, this is something that you applied for. This is something that you got approved for. And now it's time to see it through. This does not mean that you are stuck. I'm seeing here the sun, which is also representing a new day, new beginnings. But here off at the distance as well, I'm also seeing the pyramids representing the treasures that are meant to be had, meant for you to put yourself on a path of your quest to be able to discover. Now, how does this fall in alignment with the Nine of Pentacles? You obviously have a goal. You obviously have something that you have been working on with yourself, whether it's a project, whether it's just your peace and your sovereignty, your autonomy, your sanity. You've been working very hard on it. And so for this wrench to be thrown in the midst of your gears is a chaotic disturbance. And Spirit said that they've watched you handle this well enough on your own. But they need you to slow down because they are going to put certain things within your passage. I'm seeing scripture even. They're going to put certain things. They're going to implement certain extra words, certain context clues within your passage that is going to support you in knowing what direction to go in. I'm also being told to share with you that whatever it is that you can do behind the scenes just to gauge what your other options may be, do so, and do so now. Even if it needs to be after this read, or even if you need to come back to this read, depending on how important and dire your current situation is. Now, as well, Spirit is saying that this message is for either regarding a child, for someone who has children, someone who has been very much so invested in their ascending, learning, transcendence, entering a new phase in their life that does not reek of the abominations that you have found and discovered that you now are disqualified for. This message is also for someone, confirmation, who is looking to a certain date of departure, of expectation, when you believe that this is sure to end. Spirit wants me to let you specifically know that is when shit is going to hit the fan. And that is why it's important for you to go ahead and see what your other options are, not in people, but in recovering the peace and sanity of your own discernment and situation. Regardless of who is here listening, Spirit said you will have your independence from this ordeal that you have been put in alignment to have to invest into. Now, when we speak of being put in alignment to have to be invested into, Spirit wants me to bring attention to here. There is an elevation from being here in this dry place where there's a pool of emotions, but there's also a pool here. And this is the pool that you are elevating to. Well, you are surrounded by a different aura of light. You no longer feel trapped in this cave down here, and this is where you are operating towards. It's going to seem harsh because beyond here, this was the glass ceiling. And Spirit is saying you are going to break through it. It's telling me to take this one, and it says the answers you need are coming. And to cover that up, you can't have your eyes shut on this situation. You have to see it for exactly what it's for. Obviously, this is something that you're going through that you cannot ignore, because no matter how much you go back to your peaceful place, your place of serenity, and even surrender to the Spirit, this entity has been following you so harshly throughout your life. It is angry and it is furious, and it's refusing to let you go. But Spirit said, due to witnesses, due to exposure, this entity is being worn down, because this entity is not paying attention to, oh my goodness, the lakes and the rivers that it has been used to. They don't know as much as they feel that they do. Even the vessels that this entity has been using. Spirit is showing me, once again, the movie Fallen with Denzel Washington and John Goodman, how there was an entity that left the serial killer's body and entered into other vessels, being cats, being birds, being children, being men, being women, being even Denzel Washington's co-workers. And all that entity had to do was touch the next person in order to travel. Spirit said that this entity comes through with so much more force that it is more so airborne, as it was at the end of that movie. If you have never seen the movie Fallen, go watch it, just and so you have a clearer understanding of why it is that you dealt with a certain behavior with this person who was in this likeness in your life, and then you realize that same energy within someone who didn't even know that person, but somehow that entity continues to follow, continues to stalk, and is thirsting for you. The Spirit also wanted me to reiterate, this entity has not been able to read the scroll of your internal spirit. So therefore, it does not know how you represent the divine, because this spirit is this spirit of you that you have includes the marking of that beast, of that entity that you are dealing with, that you are being faced and challenged with. And Spirit said that it's on a whole nother level because it's desperate. So you divine being, pay attention to how this entity is being exposed by the witnesses and the missteps that they are not paying attention to, that they are taking. Because though so much has been weaponized against you, all of that is crumbling. All of that is falling apart. And this entity is so cowardly and conceited within itself that it does not realize, nor is it being exposed to itself, the answers of the supplement that would no longer supply it due to how reckless it has grown and how reckless it has gotten. Now, I was shuffling through this deck and I realized that there was a card that was not supposed to be in this deck. And Spirit gave me the energy of, you know what, as I was going through the deck, I could not see it. I could not find it. And I was thinking to myself, I know I'm not crazy. I know it was there. And so I went through it one by one, just allow myself to feel the texture of the cards through my hands. And there it was. And Spirit told me to take the top and the bottom card as well, and not to flip them over until I got into this read. So we are going to flip these over and see them for ourselves. And they said the top and the bottom card are interchangeable. Isn't that a powerful message? So you have perception, fireworks, and second chances. Let me put down these oracle cards, baby. Confirmation. Spirit said, this is the key that you hold. This is the key that you need to stay in alignment with. Understanding not just your experience, but the experience of the vessels or vessel that this entity has now traveled into. Because for some of you, confirmation, yes, for some of you, this entity has divided itself into multiple people, so you feel as if you are trapped, just like down there. For specifics of you, it gets more personal because this entity has found itself engaging within your personal space. Be it a child, be it a spouse, be it an employer, be it a neighbor, be it someone who you actually signed a physical contract with here on earth. Be it so personal that due to their title and representation to the outside world who does not know the full details of the courses that you have taken with this person and how slowly all of this came right before it blew up in your space. Others will feel that you are misstepping. Others will feel that you are not appropriate in your alignment nor your choosing of what needs to be done next. Spirit said it's not that you are in the energy or that you have to retain the energy of not giving a fuck. It's just simply put this way, that what needs to be done must be done. And Spirit wants you to be reminded that there is a certain maturity level that is calling for you to elevate slowly and not impulsively from desperation nor fear. It's going to be painful. It's going to be unfortunate. Not just the fact that that you're finding yourself enduring this, and that you have to make these choices. Because remember, when you don't make a choice will be made and decided for you. And that may leave you as supply for that entity even longer and give that entity time to further progress. So remember, Spirit is saying slow down. This needs to be handled with care. So even in the energy of not giving a fuck, you have to care about this matter. You have to handle this matter with care. Though on your end and the entity supported end, let's call it, because it can be singular or plural, it's going to seem very harsh. It's going to be very harsh because this cord cutting is an important one. Okay, so Spirit is saying to grab this card, look at it blindly, and it says Waterfall of Abundance. This is not to bribe you. This choice, this decision has to be yours, and it has to be done from the awareness of your heart, meaning to go into yesterday's message and to bring yesterday's message in today. Spirit is saying that you are in a place where your mind is needing to take the lead, because so much of your life, your heart has been taking the lead. Your heart has allowed you to be absent-minded. So now, with especially this ordeal, your heart has to be in awareness of what is going on. So your mind is taking a lead, mapping out what is necessary to be done. And then once everything is understood, what has to happen next, then you take it to your heart and say that this is what needs to be done. And I need you to be prepared for what comes next. So therefore, I am including you and letting you know. And so you can handle the emotions that are about to happen and take course. And allow your mind to welcome your heart in for the sake of collaboration. Because Spirit wants you to remain balanced. This is also going into yesterday's read because you are on that path where you are going to meet Ma'at, where your heart will be weighed. This is not an invitation for you to become lustful, for you to become resentful, or for you to become someone who is in a place of greed and demanding authority. There is a balance that is necessary for you. So this windfall, so we went from waterfalls to windfalls. So water being cups, and then you have air being swords, water being the heart, and air being the mind. Okay, so this reads, an increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms. Some of them unexpected. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, your health, and your charitable work. So throughout this, I heard abomination, baby, that you are dealing with, that you are being faced with. You will have the support for your life purpose, your health, your charitable work, your mental mind, your heart space. You are now finally about to be seen for the abusive nature that this entity has done its damnedest to take over you. And whomever or whoever's are on the other side of this equation from you, expect for them to be highly upset and mad. And Spirit said, confirmation, if indeed restraining orders are needed, go get them. If indeed you need to make phone calls to make sure that your leasing agreements remain intact, do what it is that you need to do for you, but do not reveal these aspects of your sacred security to whomever this or these people are who are being used as vessels by this entity. They said that this is your support bag. So the vision that I'm getting is someone who has an emergency bag for natural disasters. And Spirit said it's time to pack that bag. It's time to get that bag in preparation. It's time to get certain things, and only you know the specifics of. This is why Spirit is saying they need you to slow down from this impulsiveness. Because yes, it is an urgent situation. They're not taking that from you. They see it, they feel it, they understand it. They know the details of it. They need you to slow down, and so you can hear the direction that Spirit is guiding you into. And so you can better support yourself, because there's only so much that Spirit can do from the other side. So energies, they say arrest this right here. I'm gonna get this. They said that's the type of a squeeze that it is. That is the type of the squeeze that it is. The fury of this collaboration. The humbling nature that you exude is pissing this entity off. It needs you to bleed. It needs you to yearn for the peace through desperation and pleading. Spirit said for some of you, you may have to play the fool for a little bit. Not giving this entity exactly what they want, but just the tolerable so much that you know is going to allow just a bit of peace. And so the next day will not take up so much of your time and ability to be able to get your natural disaster preparation bag in order. So whatever agreements that you made to shut this motherfucker up for a moment, abide by it. It may be a while longer that you have to do this. They say speak shortly, in shorter direct terms. Watch your argumentative agreements, meaning watch the words that you use that is giving this entity permission to believe and understand that you are agreeing to be in a place of argument with it. Overall, you're going to have to collaborate with this, and this is not saying that you have to bitch, holler, scream, and moan. Though you may slip up at times and do that, Spirit needs you to keep your vibrations of light high. There can still be this energy of authority that you have and that you exude. Spirit said that's necessary. Your autonomy is necessary. Your sovereignty is necessary. And if you don't know what those words mean, please do go look it up. Do your research, because that is so important. Your autonomy and your sovereignty. So this is you having to entertain the devil for a while. And so they can be positioned right there in the perfect placement where your light will shine brightest. I feel the need to extend my apologies just for a moment for speaking so slowly, because this is a very sensitive message. And there are so many of us who are being greeted with this energy and don't realize the forces that you are actually confirmation that you are actually signing yourself up to deal with this on the other side. And you don't realize the forces that you are actually up against. So Spirit said, no, this is a very grandiose marking of territory in your life. Okay? There it is. So Gemini full moon, the answers you need are coming soon. And as right before I looked at this, before I looked at this card, I was noticing how forward focused this one is. on what's to come next. And still at the same time being in tune of what's behind you. So Spirit said you're going to have your eyes wide open, but you need to get in that space of understanding your intuitive value. They said do it without discrimination. However that personalized, purposely resonated for you, as you heard me say, do it without discrimination. For myself personally, I took that as a gender role message. And Spirit wants me to extend that for anyone who that may be deemed necessary for. This is not to say that you should be putting your hands on anybody, but you do have the right to defend yourself. But listen to yourself and your intuition. Is it necessary? Because if you feel that it's necessary more so because you just want to do it, it's not necessary. Spirit has also wanted me to bring the attention to the intent of coddling. And at the best, they're telling me to caution yourself of how deep you're willing to invest in the coddling, because you will create blurred lines of what happens next, when it happens next, when that final is fired. And not literally, prayerfully, Spirit, please, not literally for anybody. Let's keep everybody protected. But when that final blow is had, you do not want any confusion. So do not be manipulative in orchestrating loving nature if loving nature is not indeed present or and no longer present in this situation. So they're telling me to take these last two cards and position them like this. And it says, being true. I am true to myself and others. I remove my mask and stop creating illusions, baby. I have confidence in who I am and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and trust. Oh, baby, and then the next card says trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. They want me to place this right here, and now I am being reminded to tell you about the karmic Mr. Forkman over here. Yeah, he leaning on something harshly. Okay, Mr. Forkman right here. If you see my finger, that's my karmic. Okay, that's the karmic at the table. And for about a week now, I stood him back up because I know when he falls, that means that there is a karmic fall that is going to happen for either the karmic energy, karmic entities, karmic beings, karmic people, however it is that karmic shows up in your life when you receive this message. And as of right now, the karmic, Mr. Karmic Forkman over there, that's not his name. We're going to give him a name. But he's leaning on my miniature sound bowl. He's losing his strength. And as they say, pride comes before the fall. So they told me to take 3 and then grab from the bottom. Honey, I don't know if anybody be popping their neck. But yeah, baby. I don't pop my neck, but the way that my neck just turned out, got a little concerned because, honey, if I'm heard the popping sound, conflict ending, okay? Conflict ending, transition. And what's at the bottom, they said just flip it over. Baby, in the house. Okay, the house. Normally, I would rest this deck with the bottom faced up card over here. Do we have space, Spirit? Ah, look at that. Spirit said we do have space. And gave me the energy to just let my hands move as they did to peek and see, can we get the next card after the Divine Masculine? Spirit said that, correction. They're not Divine Masculine. And with the me clearing my throat, whomever this masculine energy is in your life, now I'm saying energy, which means that this masculine energy can indeed show up as a woman. Whomever, Spirit got me say, whomever this perceive themselves to be, divine masculine, masculine energy is. This is an overall message in regards to them. And Spirit say, you know exactly who it is. You know exactly who they are. That energy of dominance. That energy of mental mind fuck and manipulation. Spirit is saying, this situation will be put to rest. And I forgot these cards was here, baby. This situation of conflict will meet its end. And you will make it to the other side. The road will be closed for them. They ain't got no wings, baby. They can't jump over there. This is their ending point with you. And you will find your way to the other side where those trees are, where fresh air will be had, where you can go sit and rest and enjoy the looks and the presence and no longer the absence of the horizon. That your messages will come in so much more smoothly and clearly. But now it's a test of time where you are being challenged with being able to be discerning of, are you hearing yourself, or is the paranoia of that entity trying to enforce its way into your creative space, as it is trying to project on my ability to be able to speak and pray P-R-A-Y over you. And Spirit said there's a difference. P-R-E-Y, P-R-A-Y. This is going to meet its transition point. So this entity is fearful of, but this entity does not realize the transition point that is already met. There's a checkpoint that is demasking this entity, even of the vessels that have welcomed this entity in to use it. I'm being told to grab these two cards and bring them together. Baby, shut up. Shut up. Okay, give me a moment. Shut up. Before I even expose these cards, I'm going to tell you now, this entity feels that it's doing you a fucking favor. Excuse my language if you need to excuse my language. And Spirit wants me, as I'm about to rest these cards right here, remember, answers you need are coming. It went from the answers you need are coming to answers you need are coming. This entity really feels that it has been doing you a fucking favor by accompanying you throughout your life and your existence. This entity realizes that you are, honey, your feet, you're just in the fool's energy of your feet have already left that threshold energy. This entity is projecting hard as hell right now. One moment. This entity is going to continue to pop up until the end of this occurrence. Because Spirit said this is not a cycle anymore. This is an occurrence now. This entity is going to continue to show up till the end of this occurrence, confirmation with the belly, to share memories that is going to do its best to gauge your paranoia, that is going to do its best to cause you to be frantic, that is going to do its best to make you, to the best of its ability, feel unstable, chaotic within your mental space, within your home, within your ability to be able to have your sanctuary of peace. Spirit said, get your armor on. God's armor especially. Get your armor on. Whomever, whatever is your divine, most high spirit is supplying you with the armor of. This entity feels that it is a good person, no matter whom it embodies. This is the fraud of its relevance, confirmation, that it shows when there are witnesses around. This entity, when it is got you backed in a corner or have you by itself, shows itself every single time without failure. And Spirit wants you to know, just like with these cards over here, honey, you are not crazy. Perspective, fireworks, second chance. Honey, this is your chance. This is your opportunity to correct yourself, to, in a extent, weaponize yourself, your talents, your knowing, and the exposure of what this entity has revealed of you, well, to you, behind closed doors as well as of you. Thank you, Spirit. Behind closed doors. This is your chance to use all that you have learned over the course of your life, or your awakening acknowledgement of this entity's existence, to give it everything that you have, to support yourself in detaching from this. Because, baby, the cards that we have here is the King of Pentacles and the Devil. This entity is so arrogant that it had no shame in this bullshit. Spirit said, move it over here, in exposing itself. Baby, so for some of you, this may actually be a child. It may be an adult child. It may be a child who you are looking at the spirit of that child. They are verbal. They are capable. And they are completely conscious of what it is that they are doing. Spirit said, this is not about a baby, okay? This is not about a toddler. This is not about anything before preteen, okay? So don't go labeling your kids, because remember, the tongue holds power. This is a being that you know their level of intellect. But when others come around, they cower themselves down to seem so dumbfounded of what is connecting, what is happening, and what is to occur next. This is someone who wants to enslave you. And I'm going to say that I completely relate to this reading, because with my own offspring, I have dealt with this. But Spirit said that this does not just, and that's just for certain particular people, a very few of you. But for the rest of you, this is someone who shows up in childlike nature around other people. They show up as an innocent. They show up disconnected from any cries for help that you have ever shouted from the rooftops about. Spirit is saying, bring attention back to Him. Notice how that transition card did not move, honey. It buzzed just a little bit, but it did not move. They said, remember that glass ceiling, honey? You breaking it. You're going to be fine. Notice how that transition card did not move, honey. Spirit said they need you to embody faith. They need you to be ready for what's to come without resistance. So get and do what you need to handle. Make the calls you need to make. Make the moves that you need to make. Honey, 4 Wands, because there are others who are going to meet you on the other end of this, who are going to be there to take care of you. I mean, I'm seeing somebody's feet being sore from running. Somebody's feet being bloody from running. And there's going to be someone there to wash your feet. There's going to be someone there on the other end of this that is going to nurture you, not back from health, because Spirit is making sure that your health stays intact, but they are going to nurture you in the progress of continued wellness. They said, grab here one more time. Don't look at it, they said. And grab this one. What do we have? The Silver Fox with the Knight of Cups. Whomever this person is. Not this person here, but whomever this is that's going to meet you here on the other side of all that it is that you're going through. One moment, let me get some water. You got the Silver Fox with the Knight of Cups. Spirit said this person is waiting on you. Now, usually me and this Silver Fox, we have so much back and forth. But due to the way that the cards landed in my hands with him face covered up, Spirit said this person is going to cater to you. This person is going to cater to you in such a mature way that part of you is going to feel that this person couldn't possibly be real. That part of you is going to be in this energy of being shell-shocked and questioning how real this person is. That this person is going to handle you with such grace, and they are going to have this charm about them with the whistle in between my teeth, honey. This person is going to have such a charm about them that the cleverness about them is going to be the fact that it's going to seem, not that it's going to seem, but that this person is able to read you and your energy to give you what it is that you need to nurture you to, what you need to be nurtured to. Now, I don't know if this person is going to be indeed a male or if it's going to be a said female gender, obviously. But whomever this person is, Spirit said, trust them. Recognize them, because the way that your discernment is going to be built throughout the remainder of this situation, you are going to be sure of who the hell it is you can trust and who you can't trust, and who the hell you need to walk away at the first sign of any fucking bullshit fragrant flag I heard. Rebels, let me get you out of here. What is the message that you need? Oh, baby. Inevitable endings. Dead end. Major transition. You are currently in a toxic situation and continue to replay the same story, and continuing to replay the same story will not lead to any positive, to anything positive. It's time to move on. You know deep down that it is not your story. So Spirit said once again, reiterate, you're not crazy. This is not your problem. Even if this is indeed an adult child or something on the other side of 16, 17, 18 that, want to act their age when they're amongst company, but behind closed doors, they're like a fucking raging demon out of hell. Spirit said that you know that this is not your situation. Though you as even a parent, if this is indeed your child, you as a parent have to do what it is as that qualifying role that you signed up for in the contract. For all others, you know that this is not your fucking situation that you have to stick around for. But due to the contract that you signed, Spirit said it wasn't even about the fine print, because the fine print was not there. At some point in time during this journey of dealing with whomever this person or these people are, this entity is that is possessing and has been given permission to harbor and harvest within these people, that fine print appeared. That contract was reorchestrated. You were shown signs and evidence of something that was not there before. This is not your story. This is not your story. Okay. Boundaries to the conflict. baby. What a hell of a way to end a read. Boundaries to the conflict. So, Rebels, I love you and I adore you. And only if I knew you more personally, only if I knew your situation more personally. Confirmation. I would extend a prayer so much more personal to your situation. But Spirit is saying that this is something that you have to face to see the strength of yourself when you have to stand alone, baby. Confirmation. This is something that you have to go through to see the strength of yourself when you have to stand in a situation alone. But do know there are witnesses that are coming your way. You've stood alone in this situation long enough. There is exposure that is coming to this situation that is going to show you that you have been in this situation by yourself long enough. So they are telling me to get this card, baby. Baby, baby. Okay. Okay. All right. So we have the final cards in hand. And it's, ooh, baby. Spirit said don't even pay attention to the rest of it. Loyalty. I've never been told to just pay attention to one side since I've been pulling out these cards on a double end. Spirit said, know where your loyalty lies and keep on moving in that direction. Now, as I read this card, let me express this. The Ten of Wands. All those other wands were not your problem. All those other issues are not your problem. Spirit does want you to look at them and evaluate everything that you have taken on that has not been your problem. This is this is another dead end card. This is the breakthrough card. This is the seeker for all answers. Usually you see the Ten of Wands trying his best to hold all these wands together. I don't even know if he has a rope in the normal Ten of Wands, in the Rider-Waite Ten of Wands. I believe he's just trying to hold all 10 wands with his hands. It's like picking up pipes, 10 pipes with your hands and just trying to hold them like this, but you know that your hands are not big enough for them. Spirit said it's time to put down all those wands that are not yours and evaluate why they were even in your life in the first place. Beyond the fact that these were contractual agreements that you signed before you were here and after you were here. But what about those wands helped you build the muscle in your memory, in your mental space, and in your heart space? Why were they there? Because you're going to need that going forward. This is going to be the toughest that you deal with due to the fact it's the freshest and it's the most personal. So as I read these cards, think about those. Those difficult times will pass, baby. Those difficult times will pass. Nothing bad lasts forever. The sun will shine again. The birds will sing. The clouds will clear. And you will be glad and keep moving forward. You will soon be rewarded for your patience. Hold on. You are far stronger than you think. I'm going to place that right there with a tower just as a reminder. And oh my goodness, Lord. 333, support. Seeing the name, I heard seeing the name. Honey, they know your name. Your name has not been written, assigned, or pronounced in vain. It says 333 with support. Seeing the angel number 333 is a sign that it's time to focus inward. Work on your skills, discover your talent, and use your imagination. Unleash your inner artist. Doing so will boost your self-esteem and sense of compassion. competency. It does wonders for your sense of purpose and contribution to your community. So, like I said, you are not the only one. You are not the only one. And it's unfortunate that if you don't have a support group, it is unfortunate that if you do not have, in this current moment, supporters. Spirit said, though it is unfortunate, remember they are coming. You just need to continue to be loyal to seeing the other side of this mission. Rebels, I love and I adore you. I am being told here, where is the other? They said we got a little bit extra for you. Baby, baby, baby. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Baby, listen. Decision. I want to lay this out a certain way, but we're going to do it like this. Decision. Decisions have to be made. Okay. Decisions have to be made. Okay, but make sure that you're not making the decisions for the wrong reasons. Okay, I'm here. Do I stay or do I go? Make sure you are not making decisions for the wrong reasons, which has been told to you throughout this read. Also as well, grief. Grief reads, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Now, something that I do is if ever there is someone who I have to emotionally cut off and emotionally grieve before they are actually physically out of my life, I throw a funeral for them in my mental space, and I allow my heart to attend, and I allow them both to grieve. I allow them to grieve the logic that it made sense for me to have this situation, to invite this situation, to engage with this situation. I grieve with my logic in regards of what it's going to mean for me to no longer have this situation or this person or these people. I grieve within my logic and my understanding of everything that could have possibly been fantasy, which is also something I grieve within my heart space. I grieve within my logic. Everything and anything that the situation had the potential to be outside of fantasy. Now within my heart space, I let my heart grieve, and I let it grieve hard. You have to purge. How they say that people will leave mentally and emotionally before they leave physically. Baby, we just got the title of this read. Spirit said, there is always a way. Just be, and loyalty is still showing. Be loyal to your growth. Slow down with the impulsiveness because you do not want to take a misstep or make a wrong turn of decision. And though some things can be corrected, there are some things they cannot. Baby, and I need you to look at that, baby. How he go from the 1 to the 2. He went from 10 to 1 and said, you know what? I accept the 2. He went from 10 of wands to 1 wand. So let's, one Ace of Wands speaks of courage, speaks of inspiration, speaks of that fiery energy. Baby, back down here with the wands, okay? All right? That fiery energy to mature, to be confident, to come up with new strategies and ideas, to see life differently and anew, to get in tune with spirit, to understand the energy that is spirit, to spring into a rebirthing, a new birth. So we went from 10, which is completion, to 1, to 2 wands, which is duality. The way that Spirit is saying, you are going to need to future plan and maneuver through this situation so boldly and organized and original to get the results that is required of you to be able to move forward with yourself intact. Honey, your magician is hidden. Your fool card is hidden. I'm seeing a fool and I'm seeing a magician are all represented within this Two of Wands. Spirit said, you got this. Make the decisions. Move confidently forward, because this card also represents the leaving of conflict. The leaving of conflict. Hear that, because I know the first time I heard it, I heard believing in conflict, and Spirit said, repeat to yourself again. The leaving of conflict. So, rebels, I love and I adore you, but obviously, so many of us have things to put in place and organize, deconstruct, and organizations and entities to take on down back where the hell they go. So instead of taking them through there, nah, you're taking them back down where the hell they go, where they belong. You're taking it down, baby. Rebels, I love and I adore you. I feel we need a loving message. We need a loving message to close this out. Where do we want to go? We want to come here. Spirit said, trust us. Okay, trust Spirit. Come. Oh, baby. Okay, can we get one more? And they said here. All right. And it says, oh, shine bright like a candle. You will make it through this. Baby. And then you got leap of faith, what I tell you. It says you are guided to take a leap of faith and stop delaying the pursuit of your true heart's desire. Don't worry about making the wrong decision. Instead, worry about making no decision at all. What did we say now? Now the last one, and I heard this so many times. Myself doing it right. It says, breathe. Take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release the old patterns. There's always a way. Rebels, I love and I adore you. But go live your life. Go make it do what it needs to do for you, babe. Go live your life and go make it do what it needs to do for you. Love you, rebels. Go, rebels.